study books and papers. We'll be doing math next. Remember, we have been working with shapes. We have a fun project we will be doing today. You'll begin to understand two-dimensional shapes belong into categories. Also, certain attributes belong in subcategories. Rectangles have 4 right angles and squares are rectangles, so all squares have 4 angles. Our instructional input involves a sheet with tangrams and squares, PowerPoint, pictures of the figures made of tangrams, pictures of 3D dimensional appearing tangrams, a computer, and a smartboard. For the modeling, tangrams are ancient Chinese puzzles. They are to inspire imagination and creativity. The traditional Chinese tangram is composed of 7 geometric puzzles, 5 triangles, a square, and a rhomboid. According to the puzzle, all 7 pieces must be utilized to make a picture. There are over 300 puzzles that can make people, letters, and animals.
Alright students, we are now going to try to make a rabbit out of tangrams. I'm going to make sure you guys remember which shapes are which. This is our square. We have 5 triangles. There's 1 here, there's 2 here, there's 1 right here and here, and last but not least we have our rhomboid. First, we're going to start with a triangle right here. We're going to add another triangle on top of it, a smaller triangle to the side, another small triangle, the square on top, and our rhomboid is one of our ears, and finally a triangle for our last ear. Did you guys figure this out? Did you realize that it was a rabbit? Oh, you're so smart. Alright, you figured this out? You showed me thumbs up? Alright, yay. Oh, some of you didn't figure it out? That's okay, we'll go over it later, I'm sure.
All right, and so like we were saying, for those students that don't understand, I have already paired you up with students that I know have gotten this. So you are going to do a partner activity, and each one of you will be given a square. And in that, to match that square, you will be given these shapes that you will be cutting out and see if you can fit back in the square. So all right, so each one of you will now begin that activity. Wonderful. I see that all of you have been able to put that in your square, and I'm very proud of you. We are now going to do another fun activity. You each have your shapes. You should have your 5 triangles, your 1 square, and your 1 rhomboid. All right, so we are going to, can you see that? The other way. All right, on our smartboard we have all of these. Okay. I am going to give you about maybe 5 minutes, maybe a little more. We'll see how it goes to see how many of these you can put together. All right, so when you've finished one, make sure you write it down on your piece of paper and then scramble them and do another one. Get as many as you can, and we will share when the timer goes off. All right, class, that was a wonderful sharing moment, and you guys were sure really good at putting those shapes together. I'd like you to now pick up your belongings, your sheet, and your shapes, and head back to your desk. And while I'm talking, I'd like you to give it a try. See if you can fit the shapes back into your square while I'm talking. The other thing that I'd like you to do is I'd like you to get out your math journals. Take about 3 minutes to reflect on this activity. What are tanagrams? Remember, there's how many shapes and how many of each shape? There's 3 different shapes, right? And then how many different shapes are there? How many pieces in the traditional puzzle are there? What about this activity did you find difficult? What about this activity did you enjoy? What other activities would you like to do with tanagrams? So I'd like you to start writing that. I'm also offering an extra credit. There are tanagrams that are online and in books that reflect and look like they are a 3D shape, because we are going to start talking about 3D shapes. If you would like for extra credit to find one of these and color that in, I would most certainly like to get those. I'll give you extra credit just for doing them. They don't have to be right or correct or all that accurate, and we'll put them up on our bulletin board. All right, so if you will start working on your math journals, and I'll give you about 3 minutes to reflect on this activity.